Man, this one happened like right before I started streaming, and it's regards to the future of xDefiant. Don't worry, we're gonna go on an epic rant about how I was right, because once again, I was right. But before we do, friendly reminder, in the month of December 2024, I am giving away a free Steam Deck. If you want to enter, all you gotta do is, actually, I forgot to pin let me drop the link and let me turn on my bot, my bad. Let's see, yes, turn the bot on. You can type giveaway in the chat, or I will pin it to the top of the chat. There you go. Boom. Just click the link that's pinned to the top of the chat. Please follow the instructions if you want to enter the giveaway. If you're watching on YouTube, the link will be in the description box below. Please read the instructions. Anyways, let's get back to it. So, the biggest story of the day actually came at the end of the day. I had no plan to talk about this, but now we're going to talk about it. So I'm going to go ahead and cue my sad music here. Guys, you won't believe it. Even though TBH told you it was going to happen and you swore he was hating. Ubisoft is taking xDefiant in the back like old Yeller. Telling him to sit down like a good boy and putting a shotgun to his motherfucking head. It's a sad day. We lost another good one. Well, actually, it wasn't that good. That's why it's getting shut down. See, I remember when xDefiant first came out, we played it for about a good 3 weeks. The beta was fire. It was fire. If you didn't get to play the beta, I feel bad for you, because for some reason, the game ran better on the beta. The hit detection was great. The movement was smooth. The lag was limited. I was like, yo, xDefiant, I was hyping it up. I was like, xDefiant has potential. Then the full game came out a few months later. And for some reason, in the full release, the hit registration was worse. The lag was horrendous. The battle pass, and I stand on this. Sometimes I can be facetious, and I'm a little bit dramatic, you know, because that's what the people like. You gotta be entertaining. This is a stream. But I swear to God, I'm not being facetious when I say that xDefiant hands down has had the worst battle pass I've ever seen in a free-to-play game. I've never wanted to keep my money so bad. And if you played season 1, I can't speak on season 2 because ain't nobody playing that. But if you played season 1, you know what I'm talking about. There were no interesting items, no interesting weapons, and the skins were terrible. There was nothing creative. It looked like somebody just put a bunch of Skittles in their mouth and started chewing. And you know, you stick your tongue out, you see all those colors. They just put it on somebody's body. I said, ain't no way I'm paying $10, $20 for this. I said, oh my Lord. So I said, Ubisoft they ain't about to make no money when we all know they need it. But that was only one of the that was only one.
Your resub is cool, but honestly, there's only one ideology I resubscribe to, and that's Sonic's BBC.
There were other problems. Problems such as the game was plagued with hackers. There were hackers everywhere. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this was a free-to-play shooter with crossplay, PC, PS5, Xbox Series, not PS4, because no brokies. And they didn't have anti-cheat in it. I remember the first week, we found people getting 10 headshots in a row within the first 2 seconds of a match from across the map. They wasn't even trying to hide they was cheating. You would look at the fucking kill feed, it's the same person. Headshot, 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 headshot. Yo, could you at least try to hide your cheating? People were glitching out the map. I had footage of it. There was footage of it all on Twitter. There was footage in my video when I was talking about my first impressions. And what did you Hawaiian punch, gallon jug sipping ass niggas say? You red lip bitches was in my comment section, whether it was my main channel or it was Hokage highlights, telling me, nah, bro, this game's superior. It's gonna kill Call of Duty. No skill-based matchmaking. And you just suck. I'm sorry. What? A first-person shooter where 90-something% of your shots don't register? You don't see a problem with that? Like, do y'all, don't get me wrong. You know I have a love-hate relationship with Call of Duty, but I also think it's important to be realistic. Do y'all hate Call of Duty so much that you were willing to look the other way at the most glaring problems? Don't answer back, because first of all, you can't. That's fucking weird. This is a stream you're watching. But second, another reason not to answer back is because we know the answer. You did look the other way. You didn't demand valor from the developers. And anybody who questioned the problems with the game, you made them feel like they were insane. I said, xDefiant is the first game that I've ever played where the community tried to gaslight me. Hackers all on my screen. Hit registration, bullets bending around the corner like that movie Wanted. You'd be behind the cover. 5 seconds later, a bullet swings around and kills you. You get the most bullshit ass death. And these niggas was trying to gaslight us into believing this shit was going to be good. And the icing on the cake is, once again, this game has the worst season pass that I've ever seen in a video game. I've never wanted to not spend money in my life more than this game. But it didn't matter. The community, what was left of it at the time, they rallied. They said, we're gonna make it. This is gonna kill Black Ops. This is gonna kill Black Ops. And then they got butthurt again, because like 2 months ago, an article came out that xDefiant was ranked number 50 out of the 50 top games on Xbox. Now, why is that a problem? The game was still fairly new at the time. It was free. And you mean to tell me the free game was ranked number 50 out of 50? What was the excuse? It didn't mean the game was dead, but it was a clear indication that there had been a decline. What was the excuse then? The xDefiant losers, you Hawaiian punch sipping niggas said, oh, that's just the Xbox. All the real shooters are on they're on PlayStation and PC. They're really on the PlayStation. What are you talking about, dude? I think it's all the Hawaiian. Y'all know the big ass Hawaiian punch jug you can get at like Costco's? I think y'all niggas be sipping so much of that damn sugar water, you got brain fog, so you can't think straight. It's all that sugar is rushing to your brain, and now you operating like zombies. Shit all over your shirt. You got a white tee, look like you got hit by 3 bullets. No, that's Hawaiian punch, bitch. Stop drinking that shit. Sit up and listen what the fuck I got to say today. I said the only way this game survives is if they clean up these issues by season 2, and they didn't. Then the article started coming out. Rumors were surfacing that the game, if it didn't get it together by season 4, like season 3 was going to be a make or break. If it didn't get it together by season 4, they were going to shut down the game. This article went viral. And what did the head developer of the game, Mark Rubin, do? This lion nigga went to Twitter, and I said this shit on my stream. Just because people say shit doesn't mean it's true. A lot of you niggas is about to find that out based off of who you voted for this past November. Yeah, a lot of you niggas is not getting your Christmas bonuses because the company you work for has to order supplies ahead of time in preparation for them tariffs. I know all the unemployed niggas don't like when I bring that type of stuff up because it reminds them they're unemployed. But to the adults, this shit matters. Just because you say something doesn't mean it's true. And here we are, a couple months later, and this same nigga is on the internet crying. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't heard, it was announced literally about an hour before I started streaming. This wasn't even on the menu for today. I was gonna talk about some other shit.
The Sonic rings out that
Shut up, Sonic! I appreciate whoever followed. But since we here, let's take it there. The game is being shut down. Specifically, it's being sunset. Now, if you don't know what that means, sunset means they're going to slowly turn the game off. They're not going to rip the Band-Aid off right away. It's just, they're going to let it slowly die. A long-ass novel statement was released on Twitter from the head developer. So let's read along about the future of xDefiant. Hello, xDefiant fans. Fans? I'm unfortunately here today to announce that xDefiant will be shutting down. Starting today, December 3rd, new downloads and player registrations will no longer be available. We will still release our Season 3 content in the near future, and the servers will remain active until June 3rd, 2025. You know this game sucks because they didn't say we're going to turn it off right away. They said we're going to let it rock until June. But like here, let me, you know this game sucks because I haven't seen anybody else say, you remember who said this shit first. You know this game was not doing good because Ubisoft does not believe in it at all. What do I mean? You know a company doesn't believe in a game when they say we're going to keep the servers on, but we're not going to let new people register to play. Meaning the only people who are going to be able to play are people who are still registered to the game. Now, why does that matter?
Having a BBC.
Shout out to Blue with the sub. Why does that matter? It matters because what it says is, if you were a business, right, and your product wasn't doing good, your game, let's say your game, it's going downhill. You announce that you're shutting the servers down.
This should be enough.
But when you announce the servers are shutting down, for some reason, over the next 3 to 6 months, you get a surge in players. You go from averaging 10,000 people on your server to 100,000 or 200,000. Now, as an investor and a developer, we know we announced that the game was shutting down, but looking at these numbers and being able to sustain them over the months, maybe people do love it. Maybe we should keep it going. Maybe we should put out a new battle pass, some new maps, and just try to hold on for another 6 months and then see where it goes from there. Retract the statement, right? You know Ubisoft doesn't believe in this game because they say you niggas is not allowed to register. Only people allowed to play this game is the people who are already on. They said we don't even want to try to get new players. And to that I say, why not just shut it down just shut it down. What are you doing? Let's read along.
Thanks for the resub.
Shout out to Clutch with the sub.
One loyal fan base.
I gotta cut these alerts off for a little bit. For those who purchased the Ultimate Founders Pack, you'll receive a full refund. Players who made any purchases within the last 30 days will also be fully refunded. These refunds should have happened automatically within 8 weeks of today, and you can find more details on our official website at xdefiant.com. Ubisoft, if you guys really wanted to get more players into your game because it was failing, what you could have did if you didn't have a budget, lower the graphics, lower the draw distance, slow down the speed of the game, maybe take some assets out, you know, remove half of the game out so that it's able to run on the PS4. Now, why would I recommend removing half of the game so it can run on the PS4? Because PS4 niggas love free stuff. So if you would have put it on the PS4, yeah, it would have ran at 15 frames. Yeah, it would have been missing 75% of the guns, half the classes, but PS4 niggas don't care. They just want to hold on to that TI 83 gaming console that they have because it gives them hope. We're talking about a group of gamers so broke. They're so broke. They're still using the default earbud that came in the box on the PS4. You guys remember that? It didn't even have it didn't have a left and a right on the earbud. I think it just had a left, and it was hard as bricks too. You put it in your ear and you were supposed to talking through it. I think it sounded something like this, chat.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Everybody, it's your boy. I'm a PS4 nigga. Look at me. About to play some NBA 2K last gen, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand why everybody make fun of me. Why is everybody making fun of me? I think this is a good console. Good console to me. Man, look at radio, bro. Join the party.
Shut the fuck up, nigga. PS4 niggas upgrade. A few years ago, Ubisoft and San Francisco's dev team embarked on a bold adventure to develop a new arcade shooter called xDefiant. It was from the start an incredible challenge. Not only were they trying to shake up the genre by removing skill-based matchmaking while bringing back a more old-school arcade shooter experience, but we were also diving into a high-risk, high-reward realm of free-to-play. And for that, I want to applaud not only the dev team, but also Ubisoft leadership for taking that chance. Let's break down this paragraph. Dear game developers, consulting Hokage here for you, okay? Let me tell you something. There are pros and cons to making your game free to play. The benefit of making your game free to play is it becomes accessible to everybody because there's a low barrier to entry. On the flip side, the negative to making your game free to play is you also attract a bunch of broke ass niggas that had no intention of buying anything. So, if you make your game free to play, you better make sure what's there that's purchasable is something that people really want. A great example of this is Marvel Rivals. The game comes out this Friday, and there are several skins that I've seen I want to buy already. My wallet's hurting already. You guys made a game that appeals to the lowest common denominator, aka
The PS4 niggas who don't have a PS5.
but you didn't put anything in the game that made people want to stay on it. Let's keep reading. Free-to-play in particular is a long journey. Many free-to-play games take a long time to find their footing and become profitable. It's a long journey that Ubisoft and the teams working on the game were prepared to make until very recently. But unfortunately, the journey became too much sensible to continue. I am, of course, heartbroken to have me writing this post. Yes, this game has been a personal passion for me for years. I know that not all challenges lead to victory, but I want to recognize all the developers who are being affected by this closure. Each and every one of them is a real person with a real life separate from our own, and they have all put so much of their own passion into making this game. And I hope that they can be proud of what they did achieve. I know that I will always be proud and grateful to have worked with such a great team, a team that really punched above its weight class. Let's talk about this. The sad thing about this situation is, as fun as it is to poke fun at Ubisoft, people are going to lose their jobs. I never want to see that. That's never a joke. So, you know, I hope those people land back on their feet. On the flip side of things, though, I gotta contest this. We were a team that really punched above our weight class. I'm sorry, Mark. You were backed by Ubisoft, one of the biggest publishers, one of the biggest developers and publishers in the gaming space for the last 20 plus years. Let's not do that. And I think it's pretty funny you hit that part in this paragraph as if we weren't gonna notice that. I feel bad for people who lose their jobs, but don't do that. Don't lie. Don't do that. You had the money, you had the resources, you had the talent. Your game failed due to poor execution. You did not punch above your weight class. For those unaware, that's a metaphor. What they're saying is it was a David versus Goliath situation. It was a unranked boxer versus prime Mike Tyson. Nigga, no. Stop. And what they achieved is truly remarkable. The early response from players when xDefiant launched was amazing. We broke internal records for the fastest game to surpass 5 million users, and in the end, we had over 15 million players to play our game. That is something to be extremely proud of, especially considering how tough this genre is. So thank you to all the developers who put their passion into making this game. If there's one thing I hope we can all take away from this experience, it's the importance of open, honest communication between developers and players. This player first mentality, along with respectful, non-toxic conversations between developers and players, has been one of the standout differences that made xDefiant so special. From my very first post about xDefiant, this was the vision I wanted to champion, and I hope it leaves a positive mark on how the game industry treats its players and communities. To our players, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I want to express my deepest gratitude for the incredible community that has grown around xDefiant. Your passion, your creativity, dedication have inspired us every day. With the utmost love and respect. Peace out. Yo, nigga Mark. What can we learn from xDefiant's failures? I've stated the obvious things, the hackers, there was no anti-cheat. The battle pass was terrible. The hit registration was terrible. But one more thing I want to bring up, if there's one major other thing we can learn from xDefiant, is that niggas don't care about skill-based matchmaking. Hey, dear developers, get the fuck off this skill-based matchmaking shit. Like, yeah, that shit sounds cool on paper to market, but the only people who care about a lack of skill-based matchmaking is sweats and people who are not good enough to be sweats. These niggas who sit on Twitter and cry about how sweaty their fucking lobbies are, the ones that are drowning in pools who go to Evo every year, the ones who go to tournament with their ragtag friends from their small town in Willacoochee, Georgia, with fucking tang lips, ashy knees, shacks on their feet, and starberries. The average gamer just wants to have a good time. And that's not to say the average gamer doesn't care about skill-based matchmaking. What I'm trying to articulate is the average gamer doesn't care that much about skill-based matchmaking. Niggas want to have a good time when they get off work. Niggas want to wear nice skins when they get off work. I will be in that Black Panther skin in Marvel Rivals. I don't care if that bitch is $20. That shit was fire. And I genuinely feel like y'all gotta stop listening to these MLG Twitter crybabies who stream 14 hours a day. They don't speak for me. They don't speak for you. And if they do speak for you, I bet your seat stinks. I bet your fucking seat stinks. So I say all that to say, rest in peace to xDefiant. I had fun with the game. I thought the beta was cool. We played it for like a good 3 weeks. I wanted this game to do good. But this is just another example of how Ubisoft don't listen. Your back's against the wall, Ubisoft. Failure after failure. That recent Prince of Persia game failed. It was really good, but it did fail sales-wise. That Avatar game, who gives a fuck about that damn game? That shit went double paper plate. Who's talking about the Avatar Pandoras of Tomorrow? If you don't get that blue people shit the fuck out my face. I'm trying to think. Oh, Skull and Shit. Skull and Shit failed. The first quadruple A game and the first quadruple A game to ever fail. This game failed. You niggas need to win. If anybody from Ubisoft sees this video, sees this stream, I am begging you, take your time with Assassin's Creed Shadows. Assassin's Creed is top 5, one of my favorite series. I fucking love that series. But y'all ain't been acting right. And I refuse to act like y'all have. Rest in peace, xDefiant. Last thing I want to say, I want to address the community. I want to address the community by saying, I told y'all niggas, I told y'all niggas, I told y'all niggas, I told
Niggas swear I'm hating. Oh, you be sitting on the street, you raise your mouth. This nigga hate on that. No. When I critique things, it's usually based off of data. I sit on this stream and I read articles half the time. And I base my assessment off of past things as well as the current data, and I say, this is where it's trending. And niggas get emotional. How many times do I need to be right about a situation before you say, you know what, maybe I should stop calling? Because I don't care that people disagree with me. Stop calling me out my fucking name. That's why you Dragon Ball Sparking Zero niggas is losing too. Y'all need to start fucking listening. Papa Hokage is here, baby. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I was on television, not you. Never forget that. You said let these niggas, oh yeah, I'm gonna chirp my shit. I'm going to chirp my shit. Relax that bullshit.
Sparking Zero's in the gutter. It's in the fucking gutter, man. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Having fun with the voice chat. I don't know what y'all talking about. I'm gonna cut my beat back on, man. Turn the TV off. Yeah, turn the TV off, man. Let's get back to it, though. So copy that. Copy that. I think Shadows would be a fun game, but I don't think Ubisoft will recover from the L's. Yeah, they're gonna need to make a lot of fucking money, dude. They're gonna need to make a lot of money. Let's talk some PlayStation and money. Dragon Ball spamming Zero. I love it. PlayStation was lucky to survive the PS3 era, a former executive says. PS3 era could have been an end of PlayStation as we know it. That's according to our former PlayStation boss, Sean Layden. In a new interview with Eurogamer, Layden spoke on a numerous of topics about the console that turned 30 on December. Oh, PlayStation as a whole. I was like, the PS3 ain't 30. Am I that old? I was like, am I? I think it was about PlayStation as a whole. December 3rd. One of the topics in particular centered around the PS3 and its disastrous launch in 2006. For those who don't either remember or were too young, the PS3 panned at its launch due to the console's pricing and a lack of launch titles and development issues, among other concerns. It's a movement in time that Layden says had people in the company happy to have survived. Yeah, I see a lot of people doing what's this shit called? They got to be like Gen Z and Gen Alpha. I've seen tweets of people trying to revisionist history, do the revisionist history thing, where they say that, oh, the PS3 wasn't that. Yes, it was. The PS3 was expensive. And in 2006, it was $600. And if you adjust that for inflation, I believe that was like $800 and maybe $9. Can we do an inflation calculator? Let's see, inflation calculator. Let's see. If in 2006, then we'll do. Calculate. Yeah, it was almost $1,000. It was $939. So like you'll see people say like, oh, you know, consoles nowadays are launching at $500. Why was people complaining about the PS3 being $600? It's because the value of the dollar has decreased over the last 20 plus years. So back then it was almost it was $1,000 because it was $939 for the console. If you wanted another controller, maybe one game. Plus, well, you didn't have to play online for PS3. But yeah, if you wanted two controllers in a game, or if you just wanted the console in the game, that was $1,000 plus taxes, easy. I thought it was $800. It was $900. I remember that shit. So just a little history for you. That bitch was expensive. And you know it's crazy. You PS4 niggas would never be able to afford. How did you niggas get a PS4? You niggas would have never been able to afford the PS3. This is crazy. So just give you perspective. Stop complaining about the PS5 because PS5 niggas, that's the jokes write themselves. PS4 niggas cannot afford a 5 or a 3. This is crazy. Oh my God. PS3 was Sony's Icarus moment, he said. We had the 1, 2, and now we're building a supercomputer and we're going to put Linux on it and we're going to do all these sorts of things. We flew too close to the sun and we were lucky and happy to have survived the experience. Yeah, I mean, they were coming off the success of the PS2. They were mad cocky because PS2, I think, is either the best selling or the second best selling console. I think it's the best selling. So they was feeling themselves and it came out at $900. And then on top of that, the PS3 had the Cell processor. It didn't run on the typical x86 architecture. Super nerdy, but basically it was very hard to develop for in comparison to the Xbox. That's why the 360 had so many games. The PS3 was just much harder for developers to develop on. Layden continued by saying that Sony learned for the development of the PS4 they don't necessarily have to build everything for the console in-house. It's okay to buy components if possible. Oh yeah, no backwards compatibility. Yeah. Did they have Blu-ray on PS3? They did. That was the first I think PS3 was the first mainstream Blu-ray player. That's how they tried to justify the price too, because it was successful with the PS2. But I think what Sony failed to realize was the PS2 was successful with the DVD because the price was low. The PS2 was the most popular DVD player because the price was so low. So you get a game console and a DVD player, because DVD players back in the early 2000s were like $1,000. So you can get a console and a console and a DVD player for a couple $100. That's what people were going for. And I think Sony forgot that when it came to the PS3. Matter of fact, I've never owned a DVD player in my life. I just had the PS2. You can manage the cost better, he said. You can argue with vendors, get better deals instead of building your own thing. We also learned that the center of the machine has to be gaming. It's not about whether I can stream movies or play music. Can I order a pizza while watching TV and play? Xbox can learn from that. No, just make a game machine. Just make it the best game machine of all time. I think that's what really makes the difference. When the PS4 came out, it set us against what Xbox was trying to do. Build more of a multimedia experience, and we just wanted to build a kick-ass game machine. Should I miss those days? Those were the days. So there you have it. Little PlayStation history. They almost didn't survive it. But, you know, they had quality games. I think also they benefited from the fact that the PS3's online was free. Eventually, the price did come down. They made a slim model. I didn't really have like a lot of experience with the PlayStation 3. I didn't get one until the end of the life cycle because I was a teenager during the prime PS3 Xbox 360 era, and then into my early 20s I was broke. I could only afford Xbox 360. So I really appreciate the Hokage Highlights channel. True. I appreciate you checking it out. Yeah, I didn't get it to the tail end. I think I got to play The Last of Us on the PS3 because people forget The Last of Us is not a PS4 game. It's a PS3 game. It got remastered for the PS4, and I think most people played it on the PS4 first, but I played it on the PS3. More rumors regarding that handheld. Supposedly, PlayStation is working on a new PSP. New PlayStation handheld report backed by Insider that early prototypes are possibly out there. I still have my PS3 too. Sony could be gearing up for its next big move in the video game handheld space, according to a recent Bloomberg report. The company's in the early stages developing a portable console that would play PS5 games on the go. While details are scarce, this concept would expand Sony's ecosystem by bringing high-quality games to a portable platform. The report suggests the handheld aims to compete with the Nintendo Switch and potentially counter Microsoft's rumored mobile gaming efforts. Further reinforcing what I've been saying, I think handhelds are the future. As people get older, people want to game on the couch. People want to game in the bed. People are washed. And when I say people, I mean me. The idea of builds on the PlayStation Portal is an 8-inch device released in 2023 for streaming PS5 games. However, this new handheld is expected to go further by directly supporting PS5 titles without relying on an internet connection. It's going to have hardware built in the way it should. And now we have some new information. Digital Foundry adds weight to the PlayStation handheld. In a new video released on Monday, Digital Foundry's John Linneman shed more light on Bloomberg's report, stating they had heard about the project months ago. So it's sounding like it is real. Digital Foundry's pretty reputable. This shit's a little too loud. Let's see. He continued, so to me, this sort of just strengthens the notion that, yeah, there's very much working on something, and this article makes it seem like it's even further out there than it actually thought it was based on. So I'm not sure when it's going. I think there's a prototype out there possibly. There's still a lot of questions for this, but it does feel like the future of this handheld and a home console option is very likely at this point. Just know this bitch gonna be expensive when it come out. How powerful would you say a PlayStation and Xbox handhelds will be? Depends, man. It's kind of rough, right? Because if they put this, let's say they are working on one, right? I predict we won't see it for another 2 years. So 2 years from now, I mean, I know PS4 niggas are in disbelief, but we're going on year 5 of the PS, in 2025, that'll be year 5 of the PS5. So 2 years from now, that's 2027. 7 years into the PS5's lifespan. I feel like it's got to be as powerful as a PS5, so that when the PS6 comes out, it can maybe run PlayStation 6 games at like a lower resolution. like PlayStation 6 games at 720p or something like that, which would be fine on a smaller monitor, because that's how the Steam Deck gets away with a lot of things. It has a smaller screen, so it doesn't need as much power to run these powerful games, because it doesn't have to put out a crazy output. Like $1,000, I don't see Sony doing 1,000, because I mean, we just read an article about how they had to lick their wounds about the PS3, but I think it will be expensive if it's powerful enough to run PS5 games. I would hope they put a little bit more power in there to future-proof it. Yeah, I'm thinking probably 6.7. And I'm gonna say this much: if Sony, you do go all out and put the bells and whistles in it, first and foremost, that touchscreen shit, the only thing that should be touchscreen is the screen facing you. That shit in the back, like the PS Vita, no touchpads, please. Just put 2 triggers, L1, L2, R1, R2. That's what I want, okay? And also, there better be an amazing library of software. The PS Vita failed because the software was lacking. We're tired of you guys putting out all this expensive hardware, and there's not a lot of games to play. So there better be something there. Bring back SOCOM, baby. Bring back Fireteam Bravo. Maybe 650, 700. Maybe they'll have a deal where you can trade in your PS4 towards it, give you $30 for it or something. Yeah, the PS Vita was just indie games, and at that point, you might as well just play PC or something. OLED screen too? Oh yeah, it better have an OLED screen. Maybe, you know what? Maybe they could do 2 different models too. OLED screen, which would be a little bit more expensive in order to save money. Maybe they could do an LCD screen too. So that one would be like $100 cheaper or something like that for people who would want that. Because I mean, that's what the Steam Deck did, just to give people options. If you don't care about having the best screen. I got tired of live service and sat down to play Gravity Rush. Love every second of it. Criminally underrated game. Criminally underrated game. But yeah, that's the latest update. Apparently there's prototypes floating around, so I'm starting to believe about 80%. We're about 80% sure this is real. And I'm gonna be honest, I hope it's real. I love handhelds. 1 terabyte storage too. Oh, you know what? Before we move on from this, the storage, no, because the storage isn't that big on like the base models for the Steam Deck. The storage doesn't need to be big. What the storage needs to do is be able to use regular SD cards, no proprietary. That's where the Vita fucked up too. They had proprietary memory cards, meaning you could only buy memory cards from Sony, and they were overpriced. They were charging like $100 for fucking 1 gigabyte hard drives and shit like that. So like they needed to make it to where like the Switch and the Steam Deck can run mini SDs. I should be able to go to Best Buy and get a 1 terabyte for like $50 or something like that. But me personally, I don't care about storage. Just make it so that the storage expansion is compatible with all SD cards, and we're good. We're good. Other news, we got some Marvel Rivals stuff. New trailer for Black Widow released. Let's check it out. The game drops this Friday, which by the way, you could preload the game already. I know because I preloaded it. And I would imagine everybody's going to be trying to download it on Friday. And keep in mind, it's on console and PC and it's crossplay. Them servers are going to be hit. I'd suggest preloading this game if you want to play it. All right. Attention, Brooke. Attention, Brooke. Shut the fuck up in my chat, okay? Stop.
Honestly, there's only one
interrupting the stream.
And that's Sonic's BBC.
Why
anyone
those are
follows
the.
this
Yo, shout out to Mr. Wayne with the sub.
stalking.
Shout out to Randy Amigo with the sub.
Sonic.
Appreciate it. So yeah, you can preload it right now on Steam. I'd suggest downloading it. What was I about to do? Let's check out this Black Widow trailer. Skirt.
Widow standing by. Target neutralized. The Widow's bite.
Can my nephew PS4 run this? No. Let me stop looking at the chat. Let me run it back.
Target neutralized.
Is she one-shotting people?
The Widow's bite is lethal.
Oh my god.
They don't get up.
You know what's funny? It's games like technically she's the weakest character on the roster if we're talking about lore accurate, but she might be the most broken fucking character in the game. And they always do this shit. Cause Punisher's like this too. Punisher's fucking nasty too. And all he does is shoot guns. Yeah, she about to be meta.
You can rest now, Bucky.
Which I predict this is gonna be a character that's really good, but only in the right hands. So if you see a Widowmaker on your team, they're either gonna love her or you're gonna hate her because they're either gonna be really good or really bad. No in between. If you can't aim, get the fuck off Widowmaker.
Plasma burst.
What does that do?
Widow style.
Does that slow them down? I wish they would explain what these abilities do. Does that alt slow people down? It's an AoE slow. It kind of looked like a slow. So it does? Okay. Yeah, she got vibranium bullets, bruh. Honestly, pretty simple character, but she might be meta. Sir, you keep calling her Widowmaker. Do I really? My bad. It's because somebody typed it in the chat and it fucked up my damn Black Widow. My bad. Black Widow, Widowmaker, same shit. Overwatch people are going to be really mad. Which, by the way, Overwatch fans, Widowmaker wasn't the first woman to use a sniper rifle in a video game, guys. Okay? Relax. What's this? What you linking? We're excited to offer the Iron Man Model 42 costume for free for everyone. Gift code available on all platforms. The costume gift code will be available on social media channels on December 6th. So come back to their page on December 6th and you can get this skin for free. Yeah, I don't really like the skin, but I mean, if you want it, I'll probably claim it, whatever. All right, and then we got a Cloak and Dagger. We got a Cloak and Dagger trailer. I tweeted, I said, Dr. Umar hates these characters because they be swirling.
We are Cloak and Dagger. We are hope and fear. Score one for Tandy.
Lights out.
Yeah, I seen Iron Fist. He looked lit. So is that just like an AoE? You got a darkness AoE wall.
Score one for Ty.
A poem of life. My time to shine.
She's shooting hella fast.
Suffer in the darkness.
Oh, he can blind people.
What time? Us against the world.
Random tape. Sweet.
She said, we are hope and fear. Who's the hope and who's the fear? Yeah, that shit kind of racist, ain't it? Who's fear? Like, what are we talking about? My new main. There's mad character. Yeah, there's gonna be 33 characters, which, by the way, this isn't season 1. This is season 0. Season 0, they said, will run from December 6th to like the end of January, I believe. So season 0 is launching with 33 characters total, and there'll be more characters in the future season. They're going. And if you think about it, the Marvel the Marvel roster, there's so many characters in the comic books. I mean, the X-Men alone, there's hundreds of characters. It's gonna be fun for now, but I could see it becoming a problem. Because like when you have that many characters to work with, it's gonna be tough to balance it as well as give unique experiences. But for now, we'll enjoy it for now. But I would say that's one like yellow flag. I will say we're gonna have to keep an eye on it. The roster, there is such thing as too big of a roster. There is 33 characters. They put in their back. Yeah, they put in their back. But we finna enjoy it for now. Cosmic Ghost. Oh, Ghost Rider's coming. Fantastic Four is probably gonna come when the movie comes around. There's so many characters, popular characters they haven't even done yet. So I think it's gonna be there. How long till they introduce Thanos, Silver Surfer? I think it will get Silver Surfer. I don't know about Thanos. No, because I feel like the game needs more tanks. I can see Thanos being a tank in the game. That's possible. Gambit. Oh yeah, Gambit would be fired. Gambit's got to be in the game. Absolutely. There's so much potential for different Marvel characters that they could pull. So I'm excited. December 6th is coming to PC and Xbox. PC can preload. Xbox, PC and console. PC can preload, but console you guys have to wait till the day of. Blue Marvel, Phoenix, Luke Cage. Luke Cage could be a tank. Yeah. The only problem with Luke Cage is how do you make him unique? Because I mean, like he can absorb bullets, but all he does is punch. At least with not Shang-Chi, but well, Shang-Chi just be punching. At least with Iron Fist, he could like create projectiles and shit. Jessica Jones is gonna be drinking beer. And then also in regards to Marvel Rivals, it will support 120 FPS at the launch of PS5 and the PS5 Pro. I think the most impressive thing about this is it's for the PS5 and the Pro. So shout out to them. That means the game is going to be optimized. PS4 niggas, sorry. Not only are you not getting the game, you're not getting this frame rate either. Don't worry, you guys' eyes can't see it anyway. Is Marvel Rivals free to play? Yep, it'll be free. It will be free. Let's see what else we got for you. Imagine Charles Xavier crashing out in a wheelchair. That'd be funny. Charles Xavier is a fucking tank, bro. He got a vibranium wheelchair. Next game from Baldur's Gate 3 developers already has them excited. Larian Studios has begun preliminary work on its follow-up to the smash hit BG3. While the game won't see the light of day for at least several years, that hasn't stopped the studio from sharing the excitement for what's to come. On the heels of a profitable 2023 for Larian and a new update for BG3, Larian's CEO took the time to reflect on the success of BG3. The title was nominated for Best Community Support at this year's Game Awards. It's still going. The CEO mentions he was out of the office when the nominations were revealed, but there was another reason the news went by the wayside. He's super excited about what the team's currently working on. It's very hard to keep on delivering on something that's already out there while the entire studio is buzzing with all new exciting stuff. But they been doing it with lots of passion, and it's heartwarming to see people take notice. What we know about their next game. It's the question on everybody's mind. How will Larian Studios follow up BG3? While the details remain scarce, we do know that they are moving on from the Dungeons and Dragons license. Thank God, because by the way, I don't know if y'all seen, fucking Elon Musk like jokingly tweeted that he wants to buy Dungeons and Dragons. So a billionaire might ruin fucking another property IP with a long history. And you know, jokes are half truths. The team is instead focused on a brand new original project. In fact, Larian is currently working on 2 games. He's gonna get rid of those DEI goblins, right, all the woke shit. They're thankful for their work on a game set in the D&D universe, but acknowledge that it's time to move on. Larian assures their fans that their next game will still have the same foundation and DNA that made Baldur's Gate 3, which means a lot of choice. We like that. Let's see, this isn't the first time they hyped up their next big project. When the studio announced they're moving on from Dungeons and Dragons license, he said the following: I don't know if we're going to pull it off, but looking at our narrative, visual, and gameplay plans, I think that what we're working on now will be our best work ever. I get excited like a kid watching the key imagery and want to show it to everyone now, blah, 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 blah. Listen, let me give y'all some advice. I'm glad you guys are excited about what you are working on, and I have no question that what you're working on is probably a dope idea. It probably is, because Baldur's Gate 3 was great. But it still is an idea. After this, y'all got to be quiet. Just keep your head down and work. If you guys get an award for best community game for BG3, come accept your award, give your speech. Maybe one last time you let people know you're working on a game, but then after that, be quiet, keep your head down, because you don't want to set yourself up for failure. The internet be looking for a reason to tear you down, so don't give them a reason. Just let the scoreboard talk. Show it when it's ready. That's what I would say. This could backfire, unfortunately. Yeah, you don't want to hype it up too much. Between Marvel Rivals and Path to Exiles 2, Friday gonna be lit. Hey, let me know how it is. I seen people hyping that shit up. I found this one randomly. I think it was a TikTok video that showed me, but remember how I was saying that handhelds are probably the future of gaming? We have more evidence. Not only is Sony supposedly working on one, as well as Xbox. We know a Steam Deck 2 is coming, and we got the Switch 2 coming. Apparently Tencent is launching their own handheld. It's an 11-inch handheld gaming PC that offers glasses-free 3D gaming, kind of like the 3DS, which means it probably won't work, because that shit never worked for me unless I'm blind. Weird shape. Gaming is a gimmick. I agree. It's a gimmick that drives up the price too. It's like nobody asked for this. Watch this shit fail, and then like a year or two later, they'll re-release it without the 3D for $200 cheaper. By that time, nobody cares. Get a Steam Deck. So a Chinese Switch. Well, no, I would say a Chinese Steam Deck. This shit looks a little too big. This shit's gonna fall apart. The CCP deck. It's got an Intel processor. It's got a, I'm gonna guess 2.5K is that they're saying it's 11-inch 4K screen, not 4K, but no, 2.5K would be 1440p, 120 hertz with 3D. Why get this over a Steam Deck? I don't know. The trailer's in Chinese, so I can't tell you. But it's something. This got announced for the Chinese market. All I'm saying is don't be surprised if they eventually launch it for America. There will be another option. Which I'm not gonna lie, I'm not impressed by this, but I will say that I welcome it just because That means it's gonna make things more competitive. At this point, we got a Steam Deck, we got this, we got the ROG Ally, the MSI Claw. There's another one I'm forgetting. There's like 5 or 6 options at this point of these handheld gaming PCs. The more the merrier. It's gonna drive prices down. Competition, baby.